We thought we could speak. We were wrong.
As you know, what's about
I was like,
I know, but I wait till all the ladies.
Here now continues the court of Roscoe Inc. and Queen of the Outlet. Thank you all. Please be comfortable, everyone.
do you want a banishment? Because this is how you get banished.
Thank you all for such a wonderful day, and thank you all for your patience. I know that the formal judging competition ended a good bit ago. We obviously had some business. We had to speak with our Order of the Laurel. So we appreciate everyone's patience. We appreciate everyone sticking around. We hope that everybody has just been having a wonderful time.
Have you had a wonderful time today? Do you know how many babies I have attempted to steal today? Two. There have been 2 babies that I have attempted to steal today. Both babies rejected me infinitely. They're like, you're all right. But I did get a sword fight offer from one of them, and that made me feel good. Wow, Outlands. Just wow. Art competitions are not about winning a competition. The word maybe shouldn't even be saying competition. What it is art celebration. It is inspiration. It is being able to, nerd flex. Because sometimes we want to talk about our very special interests. I was just telling a story about how I could only talk to Master Carragwood for 2 days, or 2 years, because nobody else cared about my very special interests. That is what this is for. That is what this is for. Because you don't even know that you might know a very special interest that somebody has never heard about. And that special interest is something that they will give you 2 years of their life to talk to you about, because you're the only person who cares about that special interest.
I love you.
I love you. I love this. Art is what makes the SCA the SCA. Yes, we love fighting. I love fighting. I love violence. I have a side. But art and love of history and celebration of history and learning, that is the SCA. And you all, this kingdom has shown up and shown out. Thank you all for placing yourselves in a vulnerable situation and being willing to take a project that might not be where you want it to be, but still asking someone to talk about it. Or take a project you've worked on for like 3 years. I don't know that that was allowed. 2 years, but, and also share that. Thank you. This was wonderful.
You're here. All of the art that was shared today was beautiful. So many different styles, so many different interests. But the thing it comes back to is that it was shared and it was inspiring. I am going to go away from today feeling a little bit fuller in my heart from the things that I've learned, the people I've talked with, and just the beautiful things that I've seen.
And I am going to go buy more things to put in my craft room that I'm not going to use. Would you all indulge me?
Of course. Always.
So we were talking about trying new things. And that maybe Laurels might want to put themselves out there. So I'm going off script, sorry, Harold. Something that I love in the Outlands that I don't see as much as we used to is storytelling. It's one of my favorite stories that I want to share with you today. I have never publicly told a story, so I'm sorry if I'm boring. Does anybody know the story of Princess Olga of Kiev?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Princess Olga was Igor's queen. She was amazing and loved violence. and is who I look to when I'm thinking about what a queen should be for her people. Olga married Igor, and they had a son. And Igor, as Prince of Kiev, was responsible for taxing the people that he wanted money from. And he went out to the Drevlians, and I'm probably saying that wrong, I apologize. And he said, hey, you owe me taxes for living in my princedom. And they said, well, of course, here are our taxes. Now they did this because Igor showed up with an army. And so they look at this man and they're like, here, please take these goods. And he's like, that's right, got my goods. And he leaves. And then a little way down the road, he's like, they didn't give me enough. I'm going back. But don't worry, guys, wait for me. Just wait for me here, and I'll be right back. And so he takes a couple of retainers, and he goes to the Drevlians, and he said, you didn't give me enough. I want more. And they said, no, and they killed him. Because that's a historical answer to overtaxation. And Olga finds out about this. She has a 3-year-old son who is the new prince of Kiev. And she has to protect him. She has to protect him and his principality. She has become the first regent, the first queen, princess, but the first woman to rule the princely city of Kiev as regent. Now, the high person in charge, and I don't know the right term for it, I'm not going to say king, I'm going to say chieftain of the Drevlians, decides that maybe he'd like to be the Prince of Kiev. How could he do that? Marriage. I'm sure you have all learned this historical way of gathering land. So, he sends emissaries to Olga and says, ma'am, Igor has died. And she's like, oh, really? And they're like, you need a strong man to protect you. May we interest you in our boss? And she says, wow, that is tempting. That is tempting. In fact, it's so tempting that I would like to honor you. Please go back to your ship and wait there. And then tomorrow, I want you to tell my people that you are here to request my hand in marriage, and you will not walk to my door. You will be carried, and my people will carry you in your boat. And they're like, that's awesome. I want to be carried in a boat. It's fun. So, they're all like, all right, they go back to their boat. They sit in their boat overnight. They're in their boat. And the next morning, they wake up and they're like, cool, I'm here. And the Kievans are like, awesome. Load up. They carry this boat. They carry this boat through the wall into this beautiful courtyard where they dump the boat in the ditch that they dug the night before and buried them alive, because that is what you do when somebody kills your husband. So then, she doesn't mention this to the Drevlians, and they send another group of emissaries. And they're like, ma'am, Igor's dead, did you know? You need a nice, strong man. He's going to take care of you. And she's like, oh my. I would love to talk about this. Perhaps you would like a bath before you come and speak to me. May I interest you in my bathhouse? And they're like, well, that sounds nice. They have not heard about the boat party. And so they're like, awesome. And off they go into the bathhouse, because they are going to get nice and clean. And Olga says, and they nail the doors shut and they burn them alive, because that is what you do when somebody kills your husband. Now, the Drevlians have heard about this now, and they're feeling a little sketch. They're like, we still really want to rule Kiev. That would be really cool if we could get our hands on this. the prince is 3. We should be able to take this, right? And so they're like, Olga, you need to marry this guy. It's going to happen. She says, well, I need to mourn my husband first. I just found out he was dead. And I need to mourn him. So I need you to fill a shrine with mead where I can come and I can mourn my husband. And they're like, that's all you want? Yes, that's all I want. I need to mourn my husband before I can take my new husband because you're so sexy. I'm really excited about this. And they're like, all right, we can do this. And they take all the mead and they put it in a building where there's a beautiful shrine. And she's like, this is wonderful. And she goes in and she throws herself on the ground. She weeps hysterically. And they're like, yeah, she's really sad about this. And she's like, okay, I need to drink now because my husband's done. And they're like, great, this is awesome. And so they drink these gallons and gallons of mead. And they're a little tipsy, or a lot tipsy. Well, you know who wasn't drinking? It was like the 50 entourage that Olga brought with her. And after everybody is passed out and totally sauced, she says, can you kill them, please? And they murder everyone in that building. And the reports say in the primary chronicle, I'm probably saying that wrong too, that she laughed and was demanding violence as they were doing this. She's like, you're not killing them enough, kill them harder. And so there was so much death. And then Olga was done. She was done with their nonsense. She was done with their proposals. She was done with them trying to steal her son's birthright. And most of all, she was done with these jerk faces who killed her husband. And so she grabbed an army and she went to their place. And they're like, hey, what's up, siege? Now, I don't know if any of you know what a siege is like. It's hungry, it's lonely, you're locked in some walls, not fun. I think it was about a year, I don't know, who knows. But after a while, the Drevlians were like, hey, are you done? And she's like, well, I guess my husband has been avenged. He has been avenged, so I think I am done, but you should have to pay something. And so I want 3 pigeons and 3 sparrows from every house. And they're like, that's it? That's it. That's all I want. You'd think that they would have learned. But they did not. No, they grabbed these pigeons and they grabbed these sparrows and they brought them all to her in cages, because I don't know if any of you know what birds do when they lose their home. But they had to be in cages. And so she gets this pile of birds, and she waits. And then birds like to tuck in right before dark. If it's dark, birds go home. And so she has all of her men tie sulfur, little packets of sulfur, to the feet of these birds, and says, light that up and let them go. And off they went, and this city, walled in, safe from Olga, was burned to the ground by their tribute. Because that is what happens when you kill someone's husband and try to take her son's birthright. And that is what I see a queen. Queens protect their kingdom, they protect their family. And I am so excited to have been able to share this story with you, because this story moved me when I first met now Master Egil. I met him by him telling me this story, and I was like, man, I want to be that cool. I'm never going to be that cool.
A little bit.
But just know, if anybody tries to kill that man, or take any of this from any of you, I'm lighting a pigeon on fire and throwing it at Thank you for indulging me and letting me try my hand at Bardic. Please remember, we can try new things. We can do new things. Art is not what people tell you it is. It is what you feel and what you want to do. And thank you for sharing today with me.